Geographic Update Partnership Software, or GUPS 4, Reviewing and Submitting Bas Updates. This video will show participants how to use the GUPS review tools to complete quality control checks on their Bas updates, how to export their submission to a zip file, and how to use the Secure Web Incoming module, or SWIM, to send their updates to the U.S. Census Bureau. To review Bas updates, select the Review Change Polygons tool on the Bas toolbar. The Review Change Polygons dialog box opens just below the Layers panel. The Review Change Polygons tool allows users to review the edits made to legal boundaries, area landmarks, and hydrographic areas. The edits are listed as transaction polygons, or change polygons, that represent individual boundary changes which include annexations, de-annexations, boundary corrections, new incorporations, and disincorporations. The menu also allows users to make corrections to change polygons using the Legal Entity Change tool. The Review Change Polygons tool features two quality control checks that must be run before exporting the file. The first QC tool, called Small Area Check, looks for areas added that are smaller than 500 square feet. The second QC tool, called Find Holes, checks for holes that may have been created during the updating process. Use the Geography drop-down menu shown to select the geography to review. To check for small area change polygons, select the Small Area Check tool. To view a polygon on the map, select the row for the polygon in the info list. Before the small area check is complete, repeat the steps above for each geography type for which change polygons were created. Next, review the polygons for holes, which are defined as two or fewer small faces missed when creating a change polygon. While still in the Review Change Polygons dialog box, select the Find Holes tool. To correct a change polygon, select its row to highlight it and zoom to the hole, then use the Fix tool to repair the hole. The change polygon is corrected and the correction displays on the map. Before the Find Holes check is complete, repeat the steps above for each geography type for which change polygons were created. After reviewing for small areas and holes, use the Review Change Polygons tool to check the general accuracy of the change polygons. To do so, select the government type in the Geography drop-down menu. Select the row for each polygon to see it on the map and to review changes. If there is a mistake on the map, use the Modify Area feature tool on the Bas toolbar to make the correction. To review legal boundary changes, select the Legal Entity Change button at the bottom of the Review Change Polygons dialog box. If a change was mistakenly coded as a boundary correction and should have been a legal change instead, the user may correct the error here. Enter the required attribution, then in the Change Type field drop-down menu, change boundary correction to the correct change type. Then select OK. The Review Change Polygons tool must be run for each county worked. For example, if changes were made to the working county and changes were also made to an adjacent county when annexing land for the working county, the change polygon check must be run on both counties. To change the working county, in the Map Management dialog box, make sure the county for which the check is to be run appears in the Working County field, then select Open. Once the user completes quality control checks, they are ready to create an export file. Select the Export to Zip tool on the Bas toolbar. Look carefully at the runtimes listed within the Export to Zip pop-up box. If any additional changes were made after these times, select Cancel and run the Review Change Polygons check again. Then repeat the export steps. Otherwise, select OK. If any of the checks say Needed, users will not be able to continue with the export. Select the Export for Census Radio button, then select OK. Please note that if the current project is not saved, the user will receive a pop-up message requesting them to save. Next, complete the required fields within the GUPS User Contact Information dialog box and select OK. GUPS automatically saves the file to an output folder that the GUPS installer created during the installation process. To display the folder location where GUPS placed the file, select Yes. The file is now ready to upload to the Census Bureau through SWIM. All BAS participants must utilize SWIM to submit their program updates. SWIM is the official web portal for uploading materials to the Census Bureau and is the only secure method for digital program submission. Due to security reasons, the Census Bureau cannot accept files sent via email or through its alternate file transfer protocol or FTP sites. Participants with existing SWIM accounts should log in using their email address and password, both of which are case sensitive. Participants who have previously submitted to BAS or another Census Bureau partnership program will use existing account information to submit to BAS. They do not need to set up a new account. Participants without existing SWIM accounts should register for an account using a 12-digit registration token provided by the Census Bureau. If participants indicated on their BAS annual response form that they wish to use the Geographic Update Partnership software referred to as GUPS or would download the partnership shapefiles, they will automatically receive the SWIM URL and a registration token via email 5 calendar days after the Census Bureau receives the completed annual response form. Participants who do not receive a registration token after 5 days should email geo.bas@census.gov to request one. To access SWIM, open a new web browser window and enter the URL shown on the screen. The SWIM login page opens. Participants without a SWIM account must register for one by selecting the Register Account button and entering the 12-digit registration token on the account registration page. When setting up an account, please note that the answer to the security question is case sensitive. Participants that already have a SWIM account should enter their case-sensitive email address and password and then select the Login button. To begin an upload, select the Start New Upload button. The next screen asks which Census Bureau program the participant is submitting data for. Check the Boundary and Annexation Survey or BAS radio button, then select Next. The following screen asks for the type of BAS entity the participant is reporting for. Select the radio button next to the government type for data submission, then select Next. The next screen asks for the name of the state and the entity for which the participant is submitting data. Make the appropriate selections and select Next. The next screen requests the participant selects the zip file to upload. Select the Add File button, navigate to the location of the zip file containing the BAS submission, and double-click the zip file to upload it. Please note that all files submitted to BAS must be in zip file format, and the zip file cannot contain another zip file or exceed 250 megabytes in size. Once the file upload is complete, the status field shows success and the name of the file appears in the Files field. In SWIM, participants are only able to upload one file at a time. To add another file, use the Add File button and repeat the upload process. After uploading the file or files, type any comments, including pertinent information about data projection or supporting documentation for shapefiles in the Comments field, then select Next. The thank you screen appears and confirms the receipt of the submission. From here, participants may either select the Upload Form button to submit files for a different entity, or choose the Log Out button to leave SWIM. For additional information on creating a BAS submission using GUPS, refer to the BAS GUPS Respondent Guide, which is available on the BAS website. Chapter 6, Section 6.5 provides information on how to use the GUPS review and validation tools. Section 6.6.1 provides information on exporting zip files for sharing and submitting to the Census Bureau, and Chapter 7 provides step-by-step instructions for submitting to BAS through SWIM. For additional information and for BAS support, please contact the Census Bureau by phone toll-free at 1-800-972-5651 or by email at go.bas@census.gov. Participants may also refer to the BAS website for resources.